Someone said, "Oh, yeah, they've been for one course, one day, then came here," and think, "What the hell was that?" You know, never to be seen again. And particularly, I know I've sent people who've said they wanted to come here and probably not turned up, but not yet been on a course. So I think a host, a meet and greet, maybe a buddy system, maybe logically it will be the lecturer that you're going to be on the course with. I don't quite know, but I think there's some value in that. We believe, don't think, we believe we do have to have an agenda, but not like some bloody council meeting at 9 o'clock at night for 3 hours at taxpayers' money that really is bureaucratic and too controlled. We want it quite liberal, quite relaxed, but we do need a set agenda what we're going to discuss, and then the following month review what we've covered, and maybe also set the stall out for what people want there. As I mentioned earlier, what do you want going forward in the community? And then a bit of a sort of mini open forum, what else, any other business, where people feel it's their opportunity in their avenue of communication rather than just typing online. 3 things that Mark and I say is quite factual, and I think this has got to underlie all of this, and certainly Axis Centre as a business, which ultimately it is a business. We know there is a huge, and I mean huge, colossal gap in the skills market for either people starting out in the career or people with 30 years in their industry as marketing and advertising people. Recent example, very briefly, agency in Nottingham. I used to have an office around the corner, been going 34 years. They're now down to 4 people because they don't do anything to do with that internet. They've made everybody redundant. I can tell you personally, there was no academic institution within a commutable distance, 50-mile radius, offering any qualifications other than web design in the East Midlands. Period. Nobody does it. You can do it distance learning, place in London and various things online, but you cannot physically attend the college or university and do it. And a lady from a university that shall remain nameless said to me last week, "Is it important, the internet, then?" She's the head of marketing department. Bearing in mind, 27% growth online last year for the internet. Everything else is in free fall in a recession. Another thing, perhaps to get looking back on what was the original question here, the value of Axis courses interlinking. Not to sell and say you've done a web design course, therefore you need to do the persuasive content, therefore you need to do e-commerce. But perhaps thinking a bit commercially, but to any sole trader or business, you need to understand the whole cycle. And I don't think many people do. Certainly not the people we meet in the jobs market, they just don't. I don't know what more machine guns means. To tackle all of this, work in subgroups, which was a very good recommendation, I think. We can't all do all of it. And if we're a business, we have a finance department, a sales department, a marketing department, logistics, procurement, HR, we need to break down into subgroups working on the tasks that we decide we're going to work on.
Thank you very much. Right, we'll finish with this. There's only 2 conclusions I can draw from this. Somehow it's my fault, which I accept. The second thing is that it's a conversation that needs to go on. Well, where do we go? Collaboration, wherever it was. This is going to shock some of you. I'm going to set a wiki up so that we can actually put some of this stuff on and draw it to a conclusion. So we can all edit it, go on there. We can finish with a mission statement. We can finish with you know, a set of specifics that we want to do. So I'll set something up that I'll make everybody aware of.
Is the Axis community separate from the fate of the Axis Centre?
Yeah, it's a very good point. I think what I want to happen is that the college and De Montfort put us on a very long lead and we're allowed to kind of do what we want. But backing it up throughout and paying for it and subsidising its activity is the delivery of courses. Yeah, so it's curriculum based on courses that you decide as a community that you need to help progress your careers and businesses. There's two ways of funding it to me. One is you make it subscription based, or that you periodically go for big chunks of European money, or you go for what for me it gives it longer legs, more maturity, longer term viability, which is you subsidise it and you prop it up via courses. Course delivery at Axis, at Castle College or De Montfort University.
They give you a long leash, as it were, but there are in the end your payments. So that's where I'm coming from.
Yeah, I think I do take the point. I think that the connection with De Montfort and the college is a positive thing because it will always be a channel to make finances available, and it will pay for us and the staff and whatever staff we bring in to be part of this. It will always sort of pay for that. I don't really want to go for a model whereby we periodically go for big chunks of end of money that then run out. You won't ever cut the legs off this if it's normal course funding, it's hefty funding or further education funding council. They're there forever. FE colleges and universities will be there forever, and their funding streams are totally safe and predictable.
Set up individual profiles or places where, well, kind of not really like a social network, but a place where we can profile ourselves online so that everyone else can know what we do and stuff. So.
Kind of a mixture between the two. This idea of mentoring someone that comes into the community for the first time, a hand-holding kind of thing, but it comes back to the same issues we've just said, is if someone gave me somebody to hand-hold, I'll go, that person came on my course and I kind of know them, and even my depth of knowledge in other people in the community is not good enough. So I couldn't go, that's so-and-so, they do all this, they specialise in that. And if I'm missing it, then I can't mentor. So if we solve one, we can mentor really well on newcomers.
I think initially it was really well supported and everybody came here to get the knowledge out of it, and it was really free and accessible and it was really good, and then people started dropping off because it got a bit muddled and very unstructured. So I think if we get it back to where it was in a structured some speaker and you go away every time feeling you really benefited from it.
I want to just reiterate what the lady over there said about having a place online where we can have our pictures and our businesses so that we can almost like read up on each other before we come here. So yeah, so we know what our businesses are, and then we know what knowledge that we can share, and we also know which people we can gain from.
There's a lot of points on these flip charts here, so it'd be a good idea if you write these down, put them online, we can see them again, think about it, discuss them, put out comments, and set a date for another meeting, because I think that we need to resolve things to more detail.
I'm very much in favour of, in terms of the Axis Centre, having a centre which is separate from college, and I would support going back into Middle Street as a way of doing that. I think actually that's my main sort of, wish from this meeting.
I think we should look at the marketing potential of the community, not as a standalone entity from Access, but maybe in parallel, and how we can draw certain people into the business, into Access courses via the community rather than the other way around. So I think it will work with some people, they'll be more receptive to it. The setting will also be conducive to that.
Can you handle the truth? I think people actually need to stop being a little bit selfish and actually start contributing. As being a community, a lot of people expect us to do everything.
But feel free to kind of influence from a bit more from a distance, yeah? So don't feel that you need to make a massive commitment to it. You can still influence things by, kind of looking at the wiki and sort of, emailing me and going, you're going in the wrong direction, you need to do this, you need to do that.